Hello everyone, and welcome back to Retro Nightmares. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Well, today is this very special day. Sort of a relaunch of sorts for the show. And what will we do to cement this momentous occasion? Well, I'm going to be playing my games to the fullest from now on. That's right. Games I review now, I'm going to do everything in my power to beat them, before they beat me. Well, what game's first on the chopping block for my new system? Well, it's come to my attention that there's a game out there on the internet. People want everybody to review it, but no one touches on it for some reason. Well, I changed that. I, your courageous general, have decided to take a bullet for all of us. That's right, everyone. I am going to be reviewing E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Please, you didn't think I was going to play that old thing, did you? No, today we play a game that was released 20 years later. A game that was released for the PS1 and Windows to celebrate, well, the 20-year anniversary of E.T. So, without further ado, let's play E.T. the Interplanetary Mission. E.T. the Interplanetary Mission lets us play as, well, E.T. No fucking shit. He's on a mission to gather exotic plants from all over the galaxy in order to do one thing. Save the universe. Okay. So without any context on what the problem is, the game just puts us on a journey to save the universe. No explanation as to why the universe is in trouble or how we're supposed to save it. I don't know how a bunch of plants are gonna help, and God damn it, I don't know why a walking purse with legs is the right man for the job. I hate my decisions already. The first level is the green forest planet known as Botanicus. And right off the bat, it seems pretty easy. We just run around healing plants, picking them up, and sometimes we gotta move them around with telekinetic powers. Seems pretty straightforward. Boring as hell, but straightforward. Of course, we don't get far without getting combat involved. And what do? We shoot them with shockwaves that seemingly come out of our heart. Well, that makes sense. It's the heart stun. The downside is that this so-called combat only works on the smaller enemies. Later on, you'll come across much larger enemies that deal a shitload of damage. And you really can't do anything about it because they only get stunned by your heart stun. Maybe that's supposed to add difficulty, but all it does is, well, you'll see much later what it does. Alright, so gather everything you can, get to the end, don't get hit. Simple. So here we are on the 4th level of Botanic Casanova, or whatever. And we're introduced to the first real enemy of the game, the Corn Wizards. Don't look at me, I've learned to stop questioning words that come out of my mouth. Okay, so it's been established that we can't hurt them, so we'll just have to sneak past them. Okay, I got this. Oh crap, no! Are you freaking kidding me? They run faster than E.T. can, and they hurt by touching and attacking me. This is complete nonsense. If you get one right on your ass, he's got you. Game over. You can't get away. You can heart stun them for a little while, but the controls are so awful that you can't take advantage of it long enough. You just have to hold the run button and hope for the best. It doesn't help that each level is an assortment of tight turns and small corridors. It's very easy for one of the impossible enemies to corner you, and the invincible frames don't let you pass through enemies. Oh, the prime example is coming up. Keep watching. Okay, so the final level on each planet is a boss level. Oh good, I'm so glad there are bosses in a game where I can't hurt anything bigger than a small ball. So what do we have to do? The old veggie corn king is tired and has to ask you to build his throne. Well, fucking great. We have a universe to save, and this king, who apparently has no servants to build a throne, wants us to do it. Yeah, sure, we'll get right on that. But there's just one problem, Your Majesty. Your loyal subjects are trying to kill me! No, seriously, these stupid corn wizard things are the king's subject. Just keep watching, it'll make less sense later. Okay, so remember when I said the invincibility frames don't even allow passage? Well, get a load of this. So after opening this door, we take an unnecessarily long passage to get to the next area, and we gotta take this long slide down. Oh, what the hell? He's completely blocking the way. Okay, let's try again. Screw you! For the love of God! Make it stop! If there was ever a moment for this show that was gonna break me, this is it. This part is completely unjustified. You gotta go through this small corridor that's about 2 tiles wide to get around the corn wizard guy. You're gonna get hit. It's unquestionable. Then once you get around him, you have to get into the little smaller corridor. Which, that's impossible too, because the controls in this game are terrible. It's difficult for the sake of being difficult, and difficulty's only called for if it's fair. This isn't Dark Souls, for Christ's sake. So you finally get past that part by the skin of your frickin' teeth. You do a few more death run puzzles, and you've made it to the throne room. Thankfully, that's where all the crap ends. You just float each section to where they need to go, and you're done. And we get a nice little celebration screen with the king and these fucking enemies that were just trying to kill us. What the hell? The king asked me to put this throne together, asked for my help, and these stupid wizard guys try to kill me. Why? Put the throne together and these guys show up and act like they supported me all along. Are you freaking kidding me?
Hey, buddy.
The fuck do you want?
Just congratulating you on that level. Good show, man. Glad to be part of the team.
You're not on my team. I beat this alone.
Psh, come on, bro. I've always had your back.
Okay, you want to take the next level?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to, but catch you later.
I'm so glad he's gone. Yet so sad. Whatever. Time to move on to the next level. Desert level. So this planet really hammers in how defenseless ET actually is, as 80% of these levels are just suicide runs. All of the enemies move at 200% your speed, and dying happens a lot. Now, some of you may complain, hey Zilla, man, don't hate the game just because you suck at it. Well, you know what? There is no being bad at this game. The game is intentionally unfair. You just gotta take slightly less damage each time you go for it. And there is no avoiding it. You will take damage. Again, we can stun the enemies for a little while, but they recover so fast it doesn't even matter. If this game was targeted at children, which I assume it was, then they got it all wrong. These enemies are terrible. You know, as a kid, I could figure out multiple ways to take down a boss or any sort of enemy in Legend of Zelda. But E.T., it's, you gotta run. You run this way or run that way. It doesn't matter, you're still gonna die. Yay, challenges! Another little bundle of joy is that this level is full of mini races. Hit a switch and run to the gate before time runs out. Watch out for enemies. Some of them are pointless as the timer takes too long, but some of them require perfect running with no stalls, like this one. I hit the switch, run past this enemy, launch over the wall, and look at this shit! This tiny, little pointless piece of wall here is intentionally put there to fuck me up. It's tiny, pointless, impassable alcove, and it's there to just piss me off. What makes it worse is by the time you can get around the wall, you're going just slow enough for this enemy to shoot you, slowing you down even further. Then you think you're gonna make it, and then BAM! You get shot! And usually at this point, since you've been hit by everything else, you're dead. Who in the world were they trying to keep from beating the E.T. game for PS1? They put all these little pieces of crap in your way to keep you from getting to the next area. No, don't challenge my adaptability or my skill. Just make it really, really difficult for no reason. Yay, challenges! You go through all these levels in very identical fashion. More death runs and nothing but death runs. Nothing interesting, just run. Good luck. But at this point, you start noticing something. You don't even have to collect flowers. You pass them all the time, and you don't pick them up because you're too distracted with the immersive challenge that you just don't bother. So yes, what I'm saying is, other than the tutorials, you can go through each one of these levels and not pick up a single flower. Now, don't get me wrong, they do serve slight purpose. Every 20 you pick up gets you an extra life. But as far as the plot's concerned, they're useless. So now we've reached the boss stage, and we have to free some of these apes to take out the spiky, which are these things, by the way. And boy was I surprised when I figured out the whole level is a death run. Run over here and hit the switch. Now get the thing and release the apes that have been trying to kill you the whole stage. Yay, you did it! The planet is saved even though you only killed one of several of these things. Now go ahead and celebrate with your murderous friends. I am so sick of celebrating with the people who just tried to kill me. These planets are all backwards. They should be comprised of this species that's in trouble and this species that's trying to kill everything. But instead, they're all rolled together and trying to kill me until this species needs my help. And then I'm the savior of the masses. So next we enter the lava planet. And not unexpectedly, it's full of more death puzzles. You know, having one of these every now and then, it's fine. It puts the pressure on. But from this point on, that's all there is. Puzzle pieces and passageways blocked by unkillable enemies. There's no thought process in this game at all. These puzzles aren't really puzzles. They're just run to get this item and try not to die. I'm completely fine with the heart stun only stunning some enemies, but it's gotta last longer than half a second. This next stage is where projectiles really start to become an issue. They home in on you from outside the screen, over the geometry, and right out of the game's ass. You can try to dodge all you want. It's not happening. You're getting hurt. And boy oh boy does it hurt. 1/4 of your health for this bullcrap. It's terrible. The more difficult the game becomes, and by difficult, I mean complete and total shittiness, the more unhinged I become by the stupid respawn system. You run out of health via terrible enemies, E.T. gets up like he's ready to go, and then gets teleported to the last checkpoint, which is sometimes the beginning of the level. I don't understand the logic in that. He got up perfectly fine and even reset the health, and then I just get warped back to the beginning of the level? What sense does that make? Granted, I don't have to solve the puzzles again, thank God, but I still have to go through all the enemies again. And God willing, they'll kill me, and then I'll really have to start the level over. Luckily, the boss of this area is really simple. You just take some mines and put them on a conveyor belt to blow up a furnace. In addition, extra lives are scattered all over the place, and you have plenty for the next planet. But don't be fooled. The game is handicapping you for the next area. The next area is the biggest piece of crap I've ever come into contact with on this show. Hands down. It wasn't made by people. It couldn't have been made by people. It was made by something else, something paranormal. It shouldn't exist. So, since the controls are so fine-tuned and oh so pleasant to work with, I think it's time to move on to the ice planet. With all the charms of any ice level. Slick floors making you overrun your target, and thick snow that make you move slower than Christmas covered in molasses. And what makes it all worse is that the projectiles here are worse than ever. Every invincible enemy has some sort of projectile attack. It is complete crap. He throws bats. The Yeti throws bats. Why? That makes no sense whatsoever in this game that takes place in outer space. I play video games every day. You'd think I could suspend my disbelief for a Yeti that throws bats. But no, this is what rattles my brain. A Yeti that throws bats. Ah! So after we finally make our way through Crazy Town, it's time for the final boss of the game, a giant Yeti that throws snowballs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the part that made me almost break my promise to beat these games from now on. On top of being preceded by a full-length level, the boss is just impossible at first. The intro said something about using Heart Stun to throw rams into the boss, but using that just stuns the rams and doesn't do anything else. The game doesn't do a good job at all on telling you how to beat this boss, so I sat here for hours, stumped on what to do. I couldn't figure it out to save my life. I had no knowledge because, surprise, surprise, there's no proper walkthroughs on the internet. There's a few Game Shark codes that don't work, but other than that, this game doesn't exist. I'm the only one who's apparently tried to beat this game, let alone get to World 4. The Atari game has more content available. So after taking a long break, I finally figured it out after using the heart stun to kill a ram for its health. I noticed when I killed it that it skid across the ice, so by chance I have found out that you have to stun the rams and then aim them into the Yeti. Even after figuring out what to do, it still takes several tries to get through this. It doesn't really matter though, just makes the boss another death run, puzzle, whatever. Like I'm not used to that at this point. So finally we've reached Earth, the last level where we must find the necessary equipment for E.T. to phone home. That's right, the whole game has been a prequel to the movie, and here I was, thinking I was trying to save the universe. That's what the package told me I was doing. But no, I'm just going from random planet to random planet, picking up flowers and saving their planet. And all the while they're trying to kill me. I'm 3 feet tall, I'm leathery, and I've got a glowing finger. What kind of threat do they possibly think I am? Earth is by far the easiest world since the first one. The only reason I had any trouble was that my save file after the ice planet contained 1 life and less than 20% health. So despite the low difficulty, everything became a death run for the plants, the health, and the extra lives. You just walk through carefully and find pieces for E.T.'s phone device. There's not even a boss at the end of Earth. And for that I'm truly grateful, actually. You just go to each little area, you pick up an item, and you put E.T.'s phoning device together. Oh well. Now show me my nice cutscene that I've so rightfully earned. Oh. Well. Damn. This game is terrible. It is by far the worst game I've played on this show to date. The controls suck, the concept makes no sense, I don't feel as though I've accomplished a damn thing, I just wasted my time and emotions trying to beat this game. If every level were as lax as the first world, I could have given it a pass, but no, everything is a death run. Run, run, and run. The enemies are too punishing, and the puzzles are just risks to get you through the level. This is not a kid's game. This is not an anybody game. Nobody should play it. I've got enemies that I wouldn't give this game to. Don't play this game. Don't do anything with it. Just leave it alone and forget it ever existed. I feel so drained and tired and violated. I think I need to just grab a drink and sit in a cold, dark room for a while. This, I don't care anymore. Well guys, thanks for watching. If you like that, then you're gonna love the lineup I have for this year's Zilloween. That's right, starting October 10th, the General comes back barrels loaded with better content than ever, with 4 new Halloween-themed videos in store, including 2 new Retro Nightmares, a General's Thinking, and a game review to keep you guys entertained all month long. Now with that in mind, I'd like to remind you all of my Patreon campaign. If you don't know what that is, well, Patreon gives me the ability to ask you, my fans, for help. Now, don't worry, I'm not holding the show hostage by any means, but if you can afford it, it would be much appreciated. I have the donation set up to a per-work basis, so in case I go a month without producing a video, I don't get anything for it. You can set a monthly cap for your donation, so in case I do create multiple videos in a month, you never pay more than what you want. Always remember, though, that the most important thing you can do is like and share my videos. Tell your friends and anyone else you feel like sharing with. Any help is appreciated, and you have my thanks. Stay tuned and dismissed.